2021, I remember a lot of people going into this year were like, how has it been the worst behind us? Are things going to calm down? Like, are we going to reopen? And so far, it seems like things are just getting crazier and crazier. So, in your professional opinion, I know you are out there helping clients sell and buy homes. I know everyone was screaming before that the market was going to crash here in Ontario. So, can you tell us, first of all, for people that are worried, is the market going to crash?
That's a really good question. Something I get asked very often, actually, is kind of from a prediction standpoint, is the market going to crash? Is it going to continue the way it has been? Is there going to be some relief for buyers who've been struggling to get into the market? There's a couple of factors we have to consider. I mean, we've had record-setting months in January and February, where we've seen 50% increase in sales from the previous year. So that's something that we don't usually see. And a lot of it is due to the pent up demand from the previous year because of COVID. And now there's, kind of a renewed optimism moving forward now that there's been vaccinations starting across the world, really. And that's given people kind of renewed hope to jump back into the market. And in addition to the fact that we're at, extremely low mortgage rates as well, which has also given buyers, an added boost to get into the market. That being said, from a crash standpoint, I don't. We haven't seen any indicators really that would necessarily precipitate that kind of thing happening with regards to a mortgage crash, sorry, a real estate crash. There are a lot of strong fundamentals which are kind of supporting some of these increases, and there's other fundamentals which usually support the real estate market, which we haven't even considered, thus far, such as immigration. That's a large one, which immigration has kind of been on pause since COVID started. And usually immigration is a big source of, a big boost for the real estate market in general, not only in terms of buying and selling, but also in terms of rentals. So for a lot of these investors out there who have, the rental properties are not occupied or not being occupied as quickly, their rents have dropped. A lot of that void was previously filled by immigration and students as well coming into the city. So those two things have really affected the rental market, and in turn also affected the housing market. So once that's opened up, potentially this year and into next year, we're going to see the added benefit of that. And so if there's any other things, that could potentially slow down the market, such as a mortgage interest rate hike, that could be counteracted with these kinds of things such as immigration. So I don't foresee a crash coming. For that's the long-winded answer for it. The other thing is we were looking at a very low level of inventory across many major centers and cities in Ontario, which has fueled this price increase in the last couple of months. So once we're starting to see more inventory now, so that's a really good sign, and it's going to give some relief to the buyers out there who've been competing in multiple offers, and maybe having to put 5 or 10 offers down before actually being able to secure a place, and bidding way over asking, and many times having to go in without conditions. So the inventory is coming. That's a very good sign, and I think that's going to give a little bit of relief to buyers out there.
Now, you're saying both January and February, the sales have increased 50% since last year. But one of the things I've been noticing is now I think the minimum price in the GTA for a detached, at least, but let alone now pretty much a townhouse, is $1 million. So I think a lot of people are wondering how much more will they or should they expect the prices to increase. So is there any way that you have some insight into that?